Okay, we're going to run a few other clips of Narendra Modi's speech. But joining us from Kovalam Live is Sitaram Yechuri, Politburo member of the CPIM. Joining us from Delhi is the Union Minister for Law and Justice and Communications and Information Technology, Ravi Shankar Prasad. From Delhi, we have Dr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi of the Congress, who's been unusually critical. Pawan Verma, Member of Parliament of the JDU, and Vinod Mehta complete our panel. Gentlemen, Ravi Shankar Prasad, have you seen the Congress party's response? They said that Modi's speech lacked the trajectory of the next 5 years. They said it was not substantial enough, it was cosmetic and more rhetoric. Your response, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad. By the way, to everyone, a very happy Independence Day at the start of Newshour. Ravi Shankar Prasad. Mr. Prasad? I think we just lost the line there with Ravi Shankar Prasad. I'm going to play a clip of Narendra Modi's speech and come back to the debate. Just give me 30 seconds.
मैं दिल्ली की दुनिया का इंसान नहीं, मैं यहाँ के राजकाज को भी नहीं जानता। यहाँ की एलिट क्लास से तो मैं बहुत अछूता रहा हूँ, लेकिन एक बाहर के व्यक्ति ने, एक आउटसाइडर ने दिल्ली आकर के पिछले 2 महीने में एक इनसाइडर व्यू लिया तो मैं चौंक गया। ये मंच राजनीति का नहीं है, राष्ट्रनीति का मंच है, और इसलिए मेरी बात को राजनीति के तराजू से न तोला जाए। मैंने पहले ही कहा है, मैं सभी पूर्व प्रधानमंत्री, पूर्व सरकारों का अभिवादन करता हूं जिन्होंने देश को यहां तक पहुंचाया है। मैं बात कुछ और करने जा रहा हूं, और इसलिए इसको राजनीति के तराजू से न तोला जाए। मैंने जब दिल्ली आकर के एक इनसाइडर व्यू देखा तो मैंने अनुभव किया, मैं चौंक गया। ऐसा लगा जैसे एक सरकार के अंदर भी दर्जनों अलग अलग सरकारें चल रही है, हर एक की जैसे अपनी अपनी जागीरें बनी हुई हैं। मुझे बिखराव नजर आया, मुझे टकराव नजर आया। एक डिपार्टमेंट दूसरे डिपार्टमेंट से भीड़ रहा है, और यहां तक भीड़ रहा है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट के दरवाजे खटखटा करके एक ही सरकार के 2 डिपार्टमेंट आपस में लड़ाई लड़ रहे हैं। ये बिखराव, ये टकराव, एक ही देश के लोग हम देश को कैसे आगे बढ़ा सकते हैं। और इसलिए मैंने कोशिश प्रारंभ की है उन दीवारों को गिराने की। मैंने कोशिश प्रारंभ की है, सरकार एक असेंबल एंटिटी नहीं बट एक ऑर्गेनिक यूनिटी बने, ऑर्गेनिक एंटिटी बने।
Okay. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, were you unusually critical when you said Narendra Modi's speech lacked the trajectory of the next 5 years?
First of all, if at all, I've spoken about 5 or 6 programs, unusually a large number for me.
The Congress party said this. Many people from the Congress party said it. Manish Tewari said it, unless you want to disown what Manish Tewari said.
Look, I will tell you what I have spoken as the spokesperson of the Congress the whole day, and I will just repeat that. I don't know what anybody else has said. I can only speak for the Congress party, and I do speak for that, and I've spoken more than 5 times in a day, so I'm not going to be original late in the night. Just give me a couple of minutes to summarize what I've said since morning, and that's in the public domain. First of all, I've said that it was, I think not even his worst detractors say that Modi is not an excellent orator, a great speaker. I was particularly pleased that he was wearing a red safa, which looks like one from my hometown Jodhpur, although I know it's a Tiranga and probably styled in Gujarati style. I've also said that he gave a very inspiring speech, no doubt. and he has touched almost on all the right points, because on the text part of it, on the speech per se, there is nothing you can be critical of, because it's axiomatic. It deals with all the good things for a nation, and if he achieves even a fraction of them, I think it's very good for the nation. I think he emphasized the continuity part, and when he went to the specifics, I have given examples that just to take 4 examples out of many he gave: Digital India, poverty, manufacturing sector, the daughters of India and female infanticide. I think you have the statistics and the record of 10 years of UPA, and 85 to 89 Rajiv Gandhi, and 91 to 96 Narasimha Rao. The figures show solid progress, solid base set by the Congress on each of those sectors. And if Modi was to build on it, was to go ahead, I'd be very happy. There were a few surprising omissions. No concrete map for how to reduce corruption, nothing about price rise, nothing much about terrorism. But I don't hold that against him, because you can't cover everything in a speech. The main problem I have with the speech, Arnav, is that it really has to translate into deeds. Between preaching and practice, between statement and transformation on the ground is very important. 60 days which we've seen till now, or 90 days, do not show any of these promises being even fulfilled partially. We're prepared to wait. He can probably deserve a little longer, but what he has said is unacceptable. What he shows on the ground is the one we have to decide. On the policy issue, there is a weakness. There is a problem with the budget. It is nothing more than a bureaucratic inspiration. Large sectors are untouched. Take, for example, the daughters and female infanticide. The amounts given there are pitiable. For all the social sectors, the Congress budgets have given much, much more. Incrementally, the budget is given much less. So, in a nutshell, a great speech, extempore, connects greatly, very impressive, but I would wait to see transformation on the ground.
Ravi Shankar Prasad, you heard Abhishek Manu Singhvi. I hope my audio line is now there through with you, sir. On the second part, he says, I want to see how much can be delivered. On the first part, he says, why did he not speak about corruption, price rise and terrorism? Mr. Prasad, would you like to rebut the Congress spokesperson?
Well, I don't wish to go in the traditional style of Arnav Goswami's, my good friend, debate over the years and times now. Today, the Prime Minister spoke with humility like a true statesman, representing the urge and aspiration of the entire country. A man from humble, poor background coming to the highest position, that is the power of Indian democracy. And he openly acknowledged the contribution of all the previous governments, state and centre. That is how he rose like a statesman. But one thing, because Abhishek is saying that, I just need to gently remind him that the Prime Minister himself has acknowledged the contribution. But today the people have chosen Narendra Modi to implement his vision by a very massive majority. That is the reality of India. And today, as the Prime Minister, he spoke like the leader of India, designed to enthuse India. And therefore I am seeing the kind of praises being showered upon him for the first time. And even Abhishek, I acknowledge that he also said, a Prime Minister is speaking from the rampart of Red Fort, connecting with the people of India, inspiring them, awakening them, right from gender issues to need for poverty, for everything. Two issues I would like to highlight, Arnav, very quickly, because that I am also handling as the IT Minister. This Digital India. I want your viewers to know that Prime Minister has spent 2.5 hours taking monitoring of the Department of IT, 2 hours for Department of Telecommunication, 1.5 hours for Postal. On Digital India separately, he spent 3 hours. And from there this vision has come. Let the people of the country know through your channel, Arnav, that we import 100 billion worth of electronic goods from abroad. By 2020, it is going to become 400 billion. And PM rightly said the duty would be more than the fuel duty. It can give a lot of jobs. We have to initiate that. Many clusters I have signed after becoming the IT Minister. Take the case of this connectivity of broadband. This National Optical Fiber Network, we have determined 50,000 Gram Panchayat this year, 1 lakh next year and 1 lakh next year. I am personally monitoring. Abhishek is right. Implementation has started. People are coming to believe, right from Facebook to Cisco MD to so many persons are coming to invest in India. And the PM has said, come, make in India. That's what he's going to do. Apart from social issue, taking the entire country along in the manufacturing sector, development issue. One thing more which I've really liked or no, the PM today telling the people of country, including MPs, the corporate social responsibility elements, ensure toilets for girl students in all the schools of India. Government will do. Therefore, the Prime Minister, when he is speaking on the 15th of August, he must speak as the leader of the country, to inspire, to awaken, to dedicate. And that's what Modi ji could achieve after a gap of 10 long years.
Okay. Now, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, not meant to provoke you, an observation from my side before I open up to Pawan Verma and Sitaram Yechuri. You see, I also find it interesting Narendra Modi delivered the speech and did not read it out in this most ineffective manner that Manmohan Singh did. He also talked about what he wants to do rather than talk about what the Gandhi-Nehru family did. He also, did not use the platform to read out the list of achievements that Manmohan Singh did after year and make excuses about why he could not achieve what he had promised. So there was that, that whole element of negativity was somewhere removed. And I think you acknowledge that when you say Modi was connecting with the people. Sitaram Yechuri, my question to you is, and Pawan Verma will come in after that, Vinod Mehta. No, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, you don't have to rebut me because you have to rebut me. You can rebut me if you want to rebut me.
Mouth.
Yes.
The problem is, Arnav.
Yes, sir.
You have to elicit our views. I wish your own views are kept at a minimum.
No, I felt you were making that acknowledgement.
No, one sec. My views are in writing on tweets since the morning. Exactly what words I have used are in the public domain.
Sir, it's okay. Ravi Shankar Prasad.
I'm not going to add to them or subtract from them.
No, Ravi Shankar Prasad said thank you for appreciating Modi, and he observed.
Yes,
he
of course
observed.
I've appreciated.
He observed
what deserves appreciation must be appreciated.
Yes, so that's good.
He spoke on the speech and the manner of delivery and the oratory. I give him full marks.
Will you take back what you said a minute back that Narendra Modi connected with the people of India from the ramparts of the Red Fort, and just because you are a Congress spokesperson, you'll take it back?
What I have said, I never retract or take back. I've written it. I am saying again, on delivery and presentation and speaking, full marks, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. We are talking about now the conversion onto reality.
Okay, fine. Sitaram Yechuri.
After all,
Sitaram Yechuri and Pawan Verma. First, Sita, has it made you change your opinion of Narendra Modi?
Yeah. Well, you see, I think somebody needs to politely tell the Prime Minister that the elections are over. Talking has been done, people have voted, a government has come into office. Now the time has begun to walk the talk. Now, where is that walking? You still have the rhetoric. You still have, yes, this is bad, that is bad, this needs to be done, that needs to be done. Yes, in that you have been trying to find fault. He's not said about corruption, he's not said about price rise, he's not said about something else. But that is not the moot point. What does the country expect from the Prime Minister of India on the Independence Day?
Yeah.
When the independence came, there were a large number of aspirations of the people. Please bear with me for a minute, Arnab. Large number of aspirations of the people that still have not been fulfilled. Now you have promised, or we had all thought, the people had thought, that you will have a better life. You have one of the worst malnutrition of your children in the world. You know the situation in our country. I'm not going through the statistics. But how are we going to ameliorate that?
Sir, 10 weeks.
How are we going to start
been in office
this walk?
for 10 weeks.
That is what was expected.
10 weeks.
But whatever it is, what is the vision that you have? He's talking for 10 years.
This is not a vision enough for you.
He's talking as though he's going to remain here for 10 years.
One second. Okay, no, I'll get that. No, I'll get Ravi Shankar Prasad to rebut you.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. 1 minute. When you're talking of a vision, You require a road map. How are you going?
This is
it's
not a
objectives.
This is not a roadmap.
Not objectives.
When the Prime Minister,
however laudable they may be.
no, Sitaram Yechuri.
However laudable the objectives may be, how are you going to move in that direction?
No, fine. 1 second.
There's nothing absolutely about that.
One minute. You want the Prime Minister to read out a Britannica encyclopedia on how he is going to go about doing it. You say he lacks a roadmap. I'll get Ravi Shankar Prasad to respond. Sorry, Pawan, I'm keeping you waiting. Sorry, Vinod Mehta. No, I want to hear the rebuttal. No, the charge. Would Ravi Shankar like to respond to the charge right now?
I'll tell you.
No, 1 second. Otherwise,
Mr. Prasad can respond.
Mr.
No, Arnab, this is not the. I think
okay, 1 minute.
Views.
Okay, no, 1 second.
Yeah, Mr. Goswami.
Yes, Mr. Yechuri.
Mr. Goswami, why do you always want to become hold the monopoly of all knowledge?
Sir, I have none compared to you,
that
sir.
If you had telling me the laudable objectives, of course you have. You have all the right to think you have. I'm not disputing that right, but don't impose it on us.
Sir,
that you can have very laudable objectives.
Sir, I am only trying to...
the point I want to know, and the country I believe wants to know, is how are you going to move to achieve those objectives? That is what we want to know. Objectives we've heard in the elections, we have heard in the election campaign, that is over. Now you're the Prime Minister, you have the government. What is your movement forward?
Okay, fine.
Or which way do you want to begin the movement?
Okay, fine. So now...
That is the point.
No, first of all...
No, you tell me, with your encyclopedic knowledge, if you know that which way the government is moving, so please illuminate all of us. You'll do a great service to our country and the people.
Sir,
if you know how Mr. Modi is moving in that direction.
Sir, I admire you personally so much that even when you address me laced with sarcasm, I take it as a compliment. Sita, I know you for a long time. My personal regard for you, all of you, is very great. But I have a problem right now. My problem is, should I go to Ravi Shankar Prasad? Or should I go to Ravi Shankar Prasad after Pawan Verma and Vinod Mehta? I will ask Ravi Shankar Prasad that question because Mr. Prasad, you can answer in a consolidated manner because Pawan also wants to come in. Would you prefer to answer right now or in a consolidated manner? Mr. Prasad, do I have your cooperation on that?
I leave it to you or no.
Okay, fine.
You are the master of the show.
No. You are 5 eminences on the show. I am only trying to conduct it with my limited abilities. Pawan Verma, go ahead, please.
Now, first of all, Arnab, I want to genuinely say that I congratulate Mr. Narendra Modi for his first speech as Prime Minister on Independence Day from the ramparts of the Red Fort. It is also a symbol of the peaceful transition in a democracy, and I think it is an occasion for felicitations. First point I want to make is that no one can come close currently to Mr. Narendra Modi's eloquence, and especially when the contrast is that with Mr. Manmohan Singh, even his greatest admirers would admit that he was not a great orator. So Mr. Modi certainly made an impact from that point of view. Secondly, I want to say there were 1 or 2 issues which he touched upon which I believe are exceptionally relevant to the nation, such as, for instance, sanitation and women. Thirdly, I wish to say there was, by sheer contrast to the eloquence, there was silence on 3 key issues. First of all, on price rise. Price rise was an issue on which the BJP came to power. Critiquing the previous government, prices have not been held. In fact, they are rising. One would have thought that the Prime Minister, in the same spirit of candor and non-partisanship, would have explained to the people of India that they are doing their best or what the problems are. Second is, it has been traditional on this day to include some element of a mention of foreign policy, and in particular I think this was essential because in my view the befuddled policy we are currently following towards Pakistan. Thirdly, I thought that some more elaboration on the one remarkable feature of our country in spite of 68 years of independence, which is the abject poverty in this country. That was essential, apart from saying that if 125 crore people decide to eliminate poverty, we can do it. Indira Gandhi said it in the 70s, Garibi Hatao. We still have the largest number of the abjectly poor in the country. Now, one inexplicable part of the speech, which is this question of a 10-year moratorium. A Prime Minister is a Prime Minister. He is speaking of the vision of the future of a united India where all of the people are working towards the goal of taking the nation forward. What is the business of a 10-year moratorium? That means if after 10 years the BJP goes back to power, we'll go back again to the kind of scenarios we have seen in the past and more of them we are seeing today.
So now...
And lastly, let me finish, then Ravi Shankar
then you're taking so much time, I won't get the effective
just let me finish. I take 20 seconds more only. I thought that from a speech from the ramparts, his first speech, I really would have felt happy if he had touched a little more upon a sector which 60%, 70% of our people are involved with: agriculture, irrigation, and of course education and health. I thought they were omitted. I thought even a statement of intent, a statement that these are the sectors. We've heard of Digital India, we congratulate him. We've heard of national highways, we congratulate him.
The arbiter in this debate tonight is Vinod Mehta.
Real issues which touch the lives of people.
The arbiter on the debate will be Vinod Mehta. It's time now for Ravi Shankar Prasad to respond. I don't think I need to summarize the observations that have been made so far.
In that case, Arnab, can you allow me to add one point? We can answer together.
Can you hear the government and come back?
I'm sorry, I didn't say.
Arnab, I haven't spoken.
Can I just take 1 minute? We can answer together.
This is not fair.
Oh, not fair, says Vinod Mehta. Vinod Mehta, go ahead. And then I'll go to the government, please. Yes, Vinod Mehta. He's also... Vinod Mehta, please. He's
Arnab,
also... Yeah.
Arnab, I have good news and I have bad news. First, the good news. It's not about the oratory, it's not about the vigor, it's not about the aggression with which he spoke. I thought his decision to press only small specific buttons rather than big thing about Pakistan and poverty, etc. What can you say? We want to remove poverty. So I thought his pressing of the small buttons on sanitation, on toilets, on the girl child, on rape, etc., was a master stroke because it connected with the people. If you tell the people, I want to remove poverty, I think you put them to sleep. This is what Dr. Manmohan Singh used to do. Now, the bad news is that there was one overriding issue in the country today. I'm sorry to say this. And that issue is the communal temperature having been increased quite a lot. And the Prime Minister raises the issue. Now I want to ask you, what do you mean by raising the issue? I wanted him to say today that under my watch, the severest punishment will be given to anybody who tries to play communal mischief, whether it is in my party or it is in somebody else's party. And I will not allow this. No question of any moratorium.
Okay.
It's zero tolerance to communal mischief and no punishment. Punishment.
Fine. I take your point, but you now I must go to Ravi Shankar Prasad. No, Abhishek Manu Singh, after Ravi Shankar Prasad, please. No, 1 minute. I need to, otherwise we lose the drift of the debate. Please. Ravi Shankar Prasad, you have so much to answer. Many of our speakers highlight what he did not speak about: corruption, price rise, terrorism, foreign policy, poverty. Vinod Mehta says communalism, he was not specific enough. These are also issues that many would have expected Modi to address in his inaugural speech from the Red Fort. Ravi Shankar Prasad, why did he miss that?
First of all, today surprisingly the Great Times Now audio is not functioning properly in between, therefore I have not heard many part of the debates which is going on there. But whatever generally I have been able to understand, let me reply just, and I hope you will give me time. First of all, is the Prime Minister today to read a manifesto standing on the ramparts? Or as the leader of the country, he must inspire, awaken? Let me take specific, because Sita talked about lack of any program for that. Two things. He says the MPs also contribute for creation of toilet for girl students in his schools. He tells the company that you have got 10% to spend on corporate social responsibility. He appeals to them to respond to that. All of us are sitting member of parliament on this panel. All of us have 5 crores MP lad scheme. What he said today, you all the MPs adopt 1 Adarsh Gram.
Yeah.
Complete by next 2 years. For that, and he had said on the anniversary of Lok Nayak Jai Prakash Narayan, the entire framework will be available. 543 in the Lok Sabha, 245 plus in the Raj Sabha. If they combine together, how many Adarsh Gram will be there? And he has appealed to the Chief Minister to ensure that MLAs also have the similar scheme. Sita, is it a concrete program or not?
Sita Ram, Yechuri, is it a concrete program? He's asking you.
Please. No, please let me.
Listen,
if you interrupt me, then I'll not be able to respond.
The Prime Minister himself. No, hang on. I'll tell you why.
Let me complete.
The Law Minister.
Sita, let me complete. Then you are not being fair to me.
No, I'm going to come back to you, Ravi Shankar Prasad. It's your turn to respond, I know that. No, it is your turn to respond. I'll come back to you. It's your turn to respond. I know Ravi Shankar Prasad. I just let him.
Ravi, I'm not interrupting.
I'm coming back to you.
I'm not interrupting. I thought you were asking me a question. That's why I started speaking. I thought you were asking me a question. 5 people are asking
questions from me and you are not allowing me to respond. What has happened to this debate today?
Answer and then we'll come.
No, 1 second. Okay, let Ravi Shankar Prasad answer, then you respond.
You see,
okay, fine. Let Ravi Shankar
Prasad. When you ask a question, you have to respond.
He says you asked him a question rhetorically, otherwise.
You wait for your turn. Did I interrupt you, Sita?
No, but you asked me a question. I was being nice to you and polite.
Okay, fine, let's move on.
You have to answer.
Let's move on.
You have to answer a question when it's asked.
Let him complete his rebut. Remember, on the debate, there are at least 3 plus possibly Vinod Mehta against Ravi Shankar Prasad. So I am going to be a little disproportionate.
This should not be a bilateral between the Sitaram Yechuri and Ravi Shankar.
No, it's not a bilateral between them.
Sitaram Yechuri and Ravi
I think
Shankar
it's 4 versus 1. So let Ravi Shankar Prasad complete all his remarks. Then I'll come to the others. Yes, Mr. Prasad.
Let me quickly when he talks moratorium on all the violence, he talks of caste violence, he talks of communal violence, he talks of extremist violence, he talks of gender issue from rape to feticide, female feticide, everything he talks. He's talking to the people of the country. Surely Sita has got the right to criticize, so has Pawan, so has Manu. But let me tell you, the people of India have liked his speech today enormously, and that was the feedback on so many media channels there. On the issue of corruption, let me say, no corruption is happening in this government today. Let me tell you, in the 60 days, and nothing will happen. Mr. Modi is so particular about it. On the issue of foreign policy, what did he say? Such a master statement. I want to have the engagement with all the SAARC countries in quest of fight against poverty. That is the real quest I want to ensure. Do you want a lesser amount of emphasis on foreign policy? In sync with his visit to Bhutan, what he spoke in Nepal.
Okay.
He took off from his speech in Nepal that if Nepal can come, therefore it has to be seen in a holistic way.
What is that?
I grant the right of my eminent friends on the panel to continue to pick. That is the consolation prize they need after a massive defeat. I don't grudge that. But I think today Mr. Modi's speech was a master speech.
All right. Now Ravi Shankar Prasad, I go to Abhishek Manu Singhvi. We are going to open up the debate and make it quicker right now. Abhishek Manu Singhvi. Yes, please.
I was going to say it in the beginning, but I made my several other points, so I missed this one. There is this great, obvious, visible hiatus. Mr. Modi talked of communal harmony, he talked of moratorium, he talked of equilibrium, all that. But he had nothing to say to the Adityanaths, to the Togarias, to the Singhals, to the Goa minister, to the Bihar MP. Now there is this huge hiatus. I think There are only two possibilities. One is that he has omitted and deliberately allowed them to say what they want and is keeping a Nelsonian blind eye. Now, if this is a good cop, bad cop game, there is a problem. It doesn't work too long in India. If it is for any other reason, that along with this remarkable eloquence in Central Hall or at the Red Fort, he maintains complete and studied silence over 10 weeks. His remarkable silence is matched by these occasional bursts of eloquence.
Mr. Prasad, he could have been stronger, he could have been more specific.
Which is of great importance for the country.
He could have been stronger and more specific. Hand goes up, Mr. Prasad responding. Yes, please, Mr. Prasad. They are not satisfied with your explanation.
My state response, my state response is this. One is the civilizational heritage of India. Today he talked of Maharishi Aurobindo. He talked of Vivekananda. Many others have talked about. On the issue of communal scourge is concerned, he was the chief minister for 14 years. Anything happened in Gujarat? Anything happening in Madhya Pradesh? Anything happening in Chhattisgarh? Anything happening in Goa?
Sir, but
we have got 9-10 Roman Catholic. We have, please don't know. We have debated it ad nauseum. Today the point is the larger issue needs to be understood. And what is happening in Uttar Pradesh is too well known. Even Rahul Gandhi went there and admonished the local government of Uttar Pradesh. Abhishek knows it.
Come on.
But
what are you talking about?
Would you take up these issues on the 15th of August, where the country needs to speak in one voice? I'm sorry, my friends are entitled to take. That's the only consolation they want to have. But the country is looking forward.
Mr.
No, the problem today is that you are not allowing me to speak, and when I'm speaking
Mr. Prasad,
you are interrupting.
Mr. Prasad, I find your participation. No, one second. Mr. Prasad, you're very happy you're on Newshour, and ministers should keep coming on Newshour more often, even after they become ministers. That's in fact what I'd say to you. But Sitaram Yechuri wants to add on to what you've said. And Mr. Prasad, I just want to add one thing that you remember Mr. Modi had said that he had opposed the comments which were vitriolic during the election process, and it was because he opposed it that he thought they had stopped. But off late, the point being made is these comments, observations, the vitriol, the acid, the kind of comments being made have not stopped. Because
let me also say one thing today.
Yes.
Let me say one thing today.
Let Sitaram respond.
I am coming on your channel after exactly 2 months. And I don't wish to come in the near future also. Today, because of 15th August, I have come. Did any one of us in the government have condoned these kind of utterances? You know it very well.
But have the utterances continued?
On some of these statements, we have taken a very tough stand.
But have the utterances continued?
Modi is making an appeal for a moratorium on 10 years. My good friends again want to nitpick on it. Good luck to them.
Nitpick.
I say that is the consolation prize for the massive defeat.
All right, now
using 15th August also for politicking. Good luck to them.
Mr. Yechuri will respond, and then Pawan Verma. Yes, Mr. Yechuri, your turn to respond to Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Come on. No. But please, I mean, this time I don't want an interruption. Again, you had that happen with Ravi, but that's a different point. But what I'm saying is, just remember, we are being given a sort of a platitude today saying, on 15th of August speech of the Prime Minister, country should be united, therefore do not criticize. That is being anti-national is not gone to that extent, but that is what is the indication. But this is strange. Tell me one 15th August Prime Minister speech that the BJP had not criticized during the last 10 years. No, I mean, you cannot have these sort of standards. And why should there not be any criticism? I mean, being united as a country is completely different from saying that I want to have a proper blueprint. For heaven's sake, Ravi, you and I for last 7 years have together shared in criticizing the 15th August speech on various counts. And don't now tell me that by criticizing what the present Prime Minister has said, we are being anti-national and not being with the country, not being united, etc.
I'm sorry, Sita, I will have to interrupt. I never said anti-national. Please withdraw that word.
No.
Please withdraw that word.
Okay, he didn't say anti-national.
Patiently waited.
He didn't say anti-national.
No. When you say that we are having a consolation prize by criticizing the Prime Minister, what is this consolation prize by criticizing the Prime Minister? If there is anybody who has to listen to the moratorium, then it is the RSS that must be listening.
I say come
then is that meant for the RSS? No, if it's meant for the RSS, that is fine. If it's meant for the RSS, then you tell us. Yeah, but that is what it is meant for. And when you're talking, it is the Home Minister now belongs to this government. The Home Minister has brought out his latest annual report. You'll have the state-wise communal rights, communal incidents that have been recorded and put on record. And all the states that you have mentioned, you'll have those incidents and the numbers given there. So I mean, you know, that is what I'm saying. If you want a substantive issue to debate upon, you'll have to be substantive.
Okay.
Again, it's not rhetoric. That's why I'm saying the hangover of the elections seems to have not got over. It is over now. If you want to talk about nation building and moving forward, then let us take the issues from there. So the question of this moratorium is on communal rights. Now, to whom is it aimed at? What is the meaning of this? Now, are you going to bring the communal violence bill?
No.
Is that on the agenda?
Gentlemen, open up.
Are you
otherwise, okay.
But that is what I meant.
Pawan Verma, Vinod Mehta wanting to come in. Pawan Verma, Vinod Mehta wanting to come in. Pawan Verma, Ravi Shankar Prasad responded by saying to you that you entirely missed the Prime Minister's reference to SARC and the importance of SARC. He feels, therefore, that you did not hear the Prime Minister's speech effectively when you said there was no mention on foreign policy. Would you like to revise your criticism of the Prime Minister's speech on that count?
No.
Would you like to, Mr. Verma?
Arnab, first of all, Arnab, before you ask me to apologize for a crime I haven't committed, I did hear that. I felt it was inadequate. I have the right to express my point of view.
Yes.
So, secondly, I take exception to Mr. Prasad,
Why?
for whom I have great respect, saying that any criticism that may come of a speech of a Prime Minister while felicitating him for having made that speech is a result of the consequences of the defeat that you may have suffered in the last election.
Yes, he said.
Don't forget, this triumphalism is very bad for you, sir. You were also reduced to 2 seats nationwide. So don't harp on that. Third point I want to say with due humility is that there is something that we have always maintained, that governance, which is your main agenda and platform in which the Prime Minister emphasized, governance and religious and social harmony are two sides of the same coin. One without the other is not possible. Now, when the BJP has come to power, and it is a party with not a single representation from the country's largest minority, we all hope that in Mr. Modi, after this victory, there will be the exemplification of a strong resolution to keep this kind of communal violence and tension at bay.
Why do you doubt it?
I doubt it. I will tell you why I doubt it.
By saying it, has he not committed himself to it?
I doubt it. Please let me finish. I'll tell you why I doubt it. Mr. Vajpayee, when he was Prime Minister from the same party, went that extra mile to keep the lunatic, extremist, rightist fringes of the larger Sangh Parivar in control. This Prime Minister has become inexplicably silent. And I thought from the Red Fort he will give a very strong warning to the Togadiyas, to the
was this not a warning?
Religious provocation.
Was he, what he said today was not warning enough?
Both sides
in your view?
Divide. Competitive communalism on both sides of the divide is wrong.
So,
and I would thought he would speak of religious harmony.
I think I'll get a response from Mr. Prasad again. Sir, 3 panelists
not in perpetuity.
Sir, 3 panelists counter you on that.
I was saying that we were surprised that he said.
No, 3 panelists counter you on that. Vinod Mehta wants to come in, but
failed to make a strong pitch against
the point is this.
Of this world.
So the point is this, Mr. Prasad, that if Narendra Modi is almost choking with emotion when talking about communal violence, why was he not more specific?
The politicians should not dominate the debate.
Yes, Mr. Mehta.
Arnab, I'm sorry to say you have such eminent politicians, and the yardstick with which we are assessing Mr. Modi's speech is completely wrong. He spoke for 65 minutes. He could not touch on every problem under the sun. So
Agreed.
let us not attack him simply because he didn't do this, he didn't say that. Let us see what he did say and what he didn't say.
Sitaram
What he did
Yechuri.
say
Not a good enough
on things
Sitaram
like
Yechuri.
sanitation,
What are the priorities?
can I finish, please?
No, please understand.
Can I please finish? This is completely unfair.
Yeah,
Sita,
yeah,
this is
finish.
completely unfair. I am saying
No,
what he
please go
said.
ahead. But what I'm saying
And
is
let
that
us
you're
examine that. 1 minute, Sita. Yeah, फिर वही बात. Yeah, I mean, you have 4 politicians and they think they rule the country.
Okay.
What about the people like me?
Sir, go ahead. Sir, go ahead.
You only have opinions. I am saying what he said, we should examine that. And what he said, I found remarkable. And I want to congratulate Mr. Narendra Modi for jettisoning all the shibboleths, all the platitudes, all the banalities that go with the Independence Day speech. So I congratulate him for that. We should all be congratulating him for that. But on the one point that I will attack him is that what is the central question in India 2014 today,
Precisely.
besides other things?
Precisely.
It is the fact that in various parts of the country, communal temperature is rising, communal incidents are rising, and the Prime Minister has not said a word. He has only said, yes, we should not do this.
There is therefore,
He
it
should
appears,
rebuke,
Precisely what he is
admonish,
accusing us of doing.
and say, I am going to punish these people.
there is therefore appears to me, Ravi Shankar Prasad, and you must give a substantive reply now, because you said, I don't know when I'll come on Newshour again. I must take the best opportunity of getting the most out of you. It appears here there's a difference in approach.
No, price rise.
No, can I get a point in 1 second?
Social harmony की बात की.
Just for 10 seconds.
Yes, Sita, 10 seconds.
No, just for 10 seconds, can I get a point in?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, 10 seconds, just 10 seconds. I just want to correct Vinod. I mean, that's not, when you said the Prime Minister cannot speak everything in 65 minutes, absolutely correct. Nobody expects that. All we are saying is the priorities. During the election campaign, we heard a lot about corruption. We heard a lot about price rise. We heard a lot about maximum governance and minimum government. Now, what had happened to all these priorities? That is the point. The point is that when you're giving your first Independence Day speech on these issues, which way are you moving forward? That is all that we are saying.
Okay.
At least I'm saying. I'm not asking for a compendium on everything
toilets
are there.
are
Are you
And
against
here
what he said on sanitation? Are you against what he said on sanitation? Are you against the toilets? Sita, are you against the problems of the woman, the rape? Are you for this or against this?
Vinod, I'm saying, what did you focus in the campaign and what is it now?
But you see,
That
this
the
is he
point.
has to talk
And
about
what I'm saying
governance.
is this moratorium.
No, one second. Do you expect?
Is what?
No, 1 second. Sitaram Yechuri, you're a very practical politician. I don't know why you are taking this lightly. If you don't mind, slightly theoretical approach. 1 second. You expect him to come and say things against Manmohan Singh and Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi and what the Congress party did and talk about the scabs? Would that have made you happy? Then you would have said Narendra Modi is being petty.
No.
My question to Ravi Shankar.
No. What are you?
That's not
Please don't reduce this to the level of absurdity. I'm only saying, price rise, what are you going to do?
Okay,
price rise, what are you going to do? Maximum governance, minimum government, what are you going to do? Corruption, what are you going to do? Say that.
Ravi Shankar
You won the
Prasad.
elections on that.
Ravi Shankar Prasad, question thrown back at you.
You have won the
On the
elections
difficult
on that.
questions, we have few minutes left. Ravi Shankar Prasad will now respond. Mr. Prasad.
Then you have been grossly unfair to me, or no, that so many questions asked and you are giving me time in the last and saying few minutes. Then better don't ask me questions. First of all, let me lodge a caveat. On a sacred day of Independence Day, at least the level of debate would have been different. I'm the last person to deny the right to criticize. I've been a champion of that, neither to Sita nor to Pawan. Why should I say that? But I'm only on the substance of criticism. Let me say it one by one. He did not talk about governance. He said I was outsider in Delhi, and the first thing I noticed was that the government was working at cross purposes. I had to set it right. There was no decision-making process. There was no command of authority. Did he not talk about that in today's speech? He talked about governance. And today I can tell you with 3 months' time, see the bureaucrats, how they are working in tandem, how the departments are working in tandem, how the decision-making is being done, how the PM has reclaimed the authority. It is all evident. You know it. You have seen the parliament, how we have worked as a team. That's the point number one. Point number two is very important. And what is that? Do you want the Prime Minister today to outline each and every agenda? Take the case of price rise. 3-4 major decision has been taken on the hoarding issue for vegetable and other products. We have decided releasing 50 million tons of food grains in the market, which we have decided. It is going to have its impact. It is being felt. Things are coming down. So you want to repeat everything and everything? No, on the issue of corruption, again I repeat, the PM is taking institutional decisions as far as decision making is concerned. The whole this group of ministers, 81 group of ministers, is scrapped in 1 day. He told us, take decisions. If need my guidance, take my guidance. Is it not a part of good governance? Minimum government and good governance? So all these things are evident because Mr. Sita wants me to recount everything which we have done and everything which we propose to do. There I differ with him.
Not at all, sir.
The language of
Again,
Narendra Modi as the leader of India is going to be different. Please, I did not interrupt you. The language of Mr. Modi as the Prime Minister of India is going to be one of hope, one of inspiration, one of telling the people of India, you walk the extra mile, I am going to walk with you. On this whole issue of communal violence, other violence, what he said today, let us put it aside. Let 125 crore steps walk in unison.
Who will punish Praveen Togadia?
Very emphatic.
Who will punish Praveen Togadia?
No, I'm asking today, don't make this debate Praveen Togadia specific. That is grossly unfair. And I take a strong offense to that. Then I will take the names of all the CPM leaders, what they are doing in Bengal and what TMC is doing with them. I will take many other names, how vote bank politics is being preached by many, including that in Uttar Pradesh. This is not the occasion. It is very grossly unfair. You are taking Togadia's name and others' name like Ashok Singhal.
No.
I am not taking a single name.
They have made repeatedly provocative comments.
Many other political parties.
No.
Okay, Sita is responding to you. Ravi Shankar
Today I
Prasad.
can tell you what is happening in Uttar Pradesh.
No, Ravi Shankar Prasad, I think
I am going on a larger issue.
I think you and Sitaram Yechuri are on a point. I will allow Sitaram Yechuri to respond. Yes, 1 second. Sitaram Yechuri, Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Or now, today you are not allowing me to complete my sentence, then allow me to go from this debate.
Mr. Prasad, I have...
Leave me now.
Mr. Prasad...
I am waiting for... No, please. Or no, today this debate is unfair.
Mr. Prasad...
On a day of Independence Day, I did not want to charge. And this will be the grounds I will not come again on Times now.
Mr. Prasad,
you are not giving me a chance to defend.
I can tell you,
putting allegations against me.
Mr. Prasad, I'm just allowing others to respond to you, please.
I'm very sorry.
I'm allowing others to respond to you.
This is not what the debate of Arnab Goswami I have known for the last 10 years.
Mr. Prasad, I also must tell you, it's a debate. I must allow others to respond to you. I know you are a minister, but I must allow others to respond to you.
No, I'm not saying that. 5 persons are asking questions against me.
Sir, that's why
I'm waiting for my turn.
Mr. Prasad,
when I'm explaining, you are not allowing me to complete.
No. You made a point to Sita. He wants to respond. So I'm in the flow of the debate. Letting him respond.
Very clear. I'm sorry to say that.
Mr. Prasad, allow him
very
to...
unfair.
Mr. Prasad, you hear... No, Mr. Prasad, you used to listen to Sitaram Yechuri earlier. Just listen to him.
What is this?
I was saying you did not allow me to complete even.
Become a minister,
that's what I'm saying.
Got more responsibilities. That I don't know. That doesn't mean that. No. That doesn't mean that you start threatening like this. You won't come on Arnab show, or you won't let me.
I'm not speaking
you are
as a minister,
questions,
Sita.
even rhetorically.
I'm speaking as your friend.
Even
I'm only
even
saying
rhetorically.
if 5 of you are raising allegations against me, when I'm responding, I'm being interrupted. That's the only thing I'm saying.
It's an open debate, sir. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So I'm also being interrupted. I'm also being interrupted. I've been interrupted so often. So the point is, you have a point of view saying that the Prime Minister has answered all these major questions. The point of view that I'm holding, and I'm really convinced about it, is that the walking with the talking has not begun yet. You're talking about 125 crores of people walking together. But the Prime Minister as the leader is supposed to begin the walking. He has not yet begun the walking. Plus the omissions that we have talked about, this moratorium on communal violence, etc. What is the meaning of that? when you have your own Home Minister giving out your official records of saying that within the 10 weeks since this government has come to office, the number of incidents have increased. So, I mean, these are contradictions glaring in your face. So, this is the point. You cannot have one talk for the people and one walk which is entirely different from the talk.
Right.
That is the reality that is emerging. That is a point of view.
I think Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi has his hand raised for some time. I will only say one thing to you, Mr. Prasad. Just before I go to Abhishek Manu Singhvi, I believe, sir, in an independent media. And I believe that in the independent media, we ask questions, we analyze those in power more than those who are out of power, naturally, because those in power are more responsible for governance of the country. So, Mr. Prasad, I'd like to point out to you that analysis and criticism is part of a process of having an open media in this country, sir, and you can choose whether you want to have one or not. But analyzing a Prime Minister's speech or letting a secondary point of view is not necessarily a wrong thing to do, sir. And I'm making this point to you with all seriousness. Abhishek Manu, yes, no, I saw that, what you said there.
As we conclude, Arnab, as we conclude,
Arnab, can I say just 1 minute?
I don't want to repeat what I've said. I just want to add one thing more. We've discussed all the other themes. But the basic point we have to come back to what I said at the beginning, this hiatus between Kathni and Karni, between preaching and practice. Now another example, we've given the communal example. The other example is that he spoke very eloquently of continuity, inclusiveness, carrying people together, previous governments, previous prime ministers. But in actual fact, in the limited 60 or 80 days, we have seen a lot of pettiness, a lot of some degree of vendetta politics. Now whether it's the NIA chief, and I'm not saying any one of them is enough, all of them cumulatively have an impact. Whether it's the LOP issue, the Gopal Subramaniam issue was definitely a very serious issue which smacked of vendetta politics, and so on and so forth, the private secretaries issue. These are matters which,
anyway, that's not the subject of discussion today,
the excellent words and sentiments stated by Modi.
Yeah, but today we are talking about Modi's Red Fort speech, and I'll come to you, Mr. Prasad, but I'll go to Vinod Mehta before I'll give you the last
point.
Yes.
Arnab.
Yes.
Arnab, there is one more criticism that's going on. There is an information blackout in the country. The media has denied access to information. Information is only coming from one source. We are living in a very quiet republic, and therefore programs like yours are essential so that we can ventilate views. And by the way, criticizing the Prime Minister is not heresy yet.
Well said, Mr. Vinod Mehta. Yes, Ravi Shankar Prasad.
No, first of all, I am really a little pained and shocked that you understood my comment to mean that I distaste your right to criticize.
Sir, you said things which also caused me some anguish.
No, you must understand one thing. I have fought for the media freedom in emergency when many of the parties sitting here or their patrons were supporting it. We fought for media freedom, we went to jail, and also individual freedom.
So did we, Ravi.
For me, we respect. Yeah, all right. Yes, Sita, yeah, I know that. I'm talking of many of your friends. Arnav, don't forget one thing. I fully acknowledge your right to criticize my government, my leader, me included. My only point of concern today, you are not giving me the right and the space to controvert. That only for the fair debate I just said.
So
that's all.
Mr. Prasad, I take your point.
I have not come here as a minister. I have come here as a person who is taking on times now for the last 10 years.
I take your point. And can I say one thing? I said. Can I say one thing to you, sir? You have seen our record when people have been in power and out of power. And Mr. Prasad, you know very well that for good journalists, we will not change our tone depending on who is in power, and that is my responsibility to my profession, Mr. Prasad. But I thank you all, and I also feel one thing.
I respect you for that.
I also feel one thing is important. I agree with Vinod Mehta. He's senior in the profession, I respect him. We need to ventilate our views. And I'm so glad that all of you have had maybe a volatile, but I think a meaningful debate on the Newshour tonight. I wish you all happy Independence Day once again, and thank you for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight.